If you're a dog owner, you know that these furry friends have a language that's all their own. It may be hard for us to decipher their seemingly senseless noises, but they're actually trying to say something, and it's important to know just what that thing is. Even though it's usually nothing, some of the noises they make could be indicative of other issues that need to be looked at, such as health issues. Today, we're going to tell you about 10 common dog sounds and what they mean. Number 10. Barking. Barking is a dog's primary language and the most common noise they tend to make. It can mean many different things. You might just have to watch out for their expressions and body language. Usually, it isn't too hard to tell how a dog is really feeling. Any dog owner would tell you the same thing. Barking is a dog's main channel of communication, so it should come as no surprise that barks mean so many varied things. Your dog may bark to warn you of possible danger. Maybe there's an unwanted intruder in the house, or to demand love and attention, to vocalize their frustration or anxiety and fear. Also, it could just be to greet you when you come home from work. Sometimes dogs bark during playtime. Other times, they just have nothing else to do. Number 9. Whining, crying, and whimpering. Whining, crying, and whimpering could be used to express emotional distress or pain by your dog. If you see your dog whining, crying, or whimpering, it can also point to several different things, as shown by research done by the American Kennel Club. Your pup could be making these noises because they urgently need or want something such as attention, love, or food. Dogs tend to feel emotions that actually resemble ours quite closely, and they will cry and make noise like little babies when their needs go unmet. Dogs that are experiencing negative emotions such as stress, pain, or fear often will whine too. Something you possibly may not have considered, your dog could be whining as a way of showing you how sorry they are after you scolded them or were mad at them for some reason. Maybe they pooped in the house or broke something. Regardless, it's important to always treat them with gentleness and kindness. Number 8. Howling. Howling is actually a remnant of dogs' evolutionary roots. Have you ever seen your dog howling at the moon? The howling could mean quite a few different things. Wolves and feral dogs make this noise to notify other members of their pack of their location, as indicated by research. So, your tame dog could be howling because they miss you and want you to come home. Or maybe they miss someone else or another dog. It's also a way your dog could be letting other dogs know that this is its territory, and it's best if they stay away and don't encroach on their property. Another reason for howling could be to express anxiety, a reply to environmental triggers such as a fire siren engine or fireworks. Dogs' anxiety levels go up because of unexplained loud noises, so be careful to avoid these as much as possible. You must have noticed that they're afraid during thunderstorms or fireworks. This is a good time to pet your dog and let them know they're safe. They also howl to show their masters something they found, or an injury, or maybe just because they want attention. Remember, they're more like children than you'd initially think. Number 7. Growling. Contrary to accepted popular belief, a dog growling doesn't mean they're angry or hostile. You might have been convinced that a growling dog is being defensive and potentially violent, but that's not always what's actually going on in their heads. Most of the time, they growl because they're scared, as revealed to us by either they're against something that's going to happen, for example, they don't want to be bathed or having their teeth brushed. They could also be making this noise when they don't know what's going to happen and they're scared, such as when a new person comes inside the house, which in their minds is their own territory, and they can be very possessive about their space. Maybe they feel that their things, such as their toys, are about to be taken away, and they're just trying to protect that. Lastly, it could just mean that something is causing them pain. Also, do remember that growling sometimes is positive and could just mean that the dog is having a good time, chewing on a bone, or indulging in some playtime with other dogs. Number 6. Grunting. Dogs tend to grunt when they're satisfied, But that's not always what this means. Just like us Homo sapiens, dogs grunt sometimes, emitting low, guttural noises that mostly indicate intense joy, according to experts. For example, when your dog gets comfortable in its bed and then loudly grunts, it's expressing relief, joy, satisfaction, or peace. Puppies especially are prone to being grunters, usually putting this sound out while eating, sleeping, being pet, or cuddling with their favorite human. However, grunting can be done involuntary too, like when your dog's asleep. Now that would be a cause for concern. When a pup is grunting more than what seems normal, it could indicate pain, uneasiness, or sickness, and it needs to be shown to the vet as soon as you can get it there. Number 5. Sneezing. When your dog begins to sneeze really often, it could point to actual health issues. Sneezing sometimes shouldn't really be a cause for concern, but it could be a problem if your dog continues to do it and can't help himself, according to experts. Common triggers of sneezing include factors like dust and smoke. Your dog could even have nasal mites, which could cause problems and take over the immune system. Dogs also tend to develop sinus infections, which could be an indicator of dog flu. Other causes behind it could be rhinitis or sinusitis, when the nasal passage or nose becomes swollen. Last, it's highly unlikely, but your dog could also have a tumor, like carcinomas or sarcomas. Unlikely, yes, but then again, not impossible. If your dog is incessantly sneezing, a visit to the vet and a checkup wouldn't hurt. Number 4. Miscellaneous noises. Dogs sometimes make strange honking sounds. They kind of sound like reverse sneezes. Have you ever caught your dog making a weird sound that's like a cross between gagging, hacking, coughing, and snorting all in one? This weird phenomena is known as a reverse sneeze, as named by the bark. And although it's super weird and unusual, don't worry, it's usually nothing serious. Just typical dog stuff not to worry about. These noises are typically triggered by spasming caused by irritation of the dog's soft palate and throat. Some other reasons behind it could include eating or drinking, pulling on a leash, excitement, mites, foreign objects in the throat, allergies, viruses, and air pollution. If your dog reverse sneezes almost every day, you should definitely call your vet. Number 3. Snoring. Snoring is mostly just pretty funny to hear. It's typically harmless but could indicate something else. It's kind of cute when you hear your dog snore, but it can get possibly loud and irritating, also annoying if the snoring is so loud and happens so often, according to experts. Some breeds of dog with especially short snouts are more likely to snore, breeds like Chihuahuas, English Bulldogs, and Shih Tzus. But even if snoring is a habit of your dog, it won't hurt to be observant and watch out for problems that could arise. You need to treat your dog like you would a baby, because that's pretty much what they are. They need just as much attention and love. Maybe they're snoring because of something as regular as their sleeping position or an allergy acting up. Could be dust or air pollution. More serious causes behind snoring would include excess weight, sleep apnea, or could even be an abscessed tooth blocking the nasal passages. So remember, folks, snoring could be more than just an annoying noise that's stopping you from going to sleep. Keep a close eye on your snoring dog. Number 2. Coughing. All of us cough almost every day, and it's usually nothing serious. Also in dogs, it's usually not a huge problem, but it can turn into one. If your dog coughs occasionally, that's perfectly normal, according to WebMD. However, if a cough becomes constant, it can be a real problem. It could be kennel cough, a fungal infection, heart disease, heartworms, distemper, congestive heart failure, or lung problems. Don't worry though, it's probably not something too serious, but it wouldn't hurt to get it looked at by a doctor. Also, pro tip, don't ever self-diagnose. There's experts out there for a reason. Number 1. Sleep noises. Dogs make noises in their sleep because they're probably dreaming. When your dog growls, whimpers, or barks in its sleep, it's probably just dreaming. Science suggests that their dog brains go through similar stages of neural activity when they're sleeping as our brains do. So they're actually just as capable of dreaming as we are. Muscle twitching, rapid eye movements, and twitching in their sleep could mean that your pup is in the REM phase of sleep, which is when dreams happen. We have more in common with dogs than most people would have thought. All right, leave a comment down below and let us know if your dog makes any of these noises and what they mean for them. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to InfoLab. We'll see you next time.